Hi everyone, I am Alice, your Women's Officer, and I am joined today by Charlotte.
Hi everyone, I'm Charlotte, your Welfare and Community Officer.
We are doing this video for International Women's Day, which is on March the 8th, which is in the broader framework of Women's History Month, which is in March. So Charlotte, thank you so much for joining me. We are going to talk about today hashtag Choose to Challenge, which is the theme of this year's International Women's Day. What do you choose to challenge, Charlotte, this March?
Thank you, Alice. I picked two things that I choose to challenge. And the first thing is something that kind of comes into play every day for me, I'd say. And that's the assumption that kind of women need to wear makeup to work to look smart. And there's definitely a statistic out there which says that women that wear more makeup to work actually earn more, which I think says a lot about how, women are treated and kind of accepted or dealt with in the workplace. And it's something that, yeah, every morning, sometimes I can't bother to put makeup on, but sometimes I think, I feel more comfortable with it on. And will it make me look more presentable, or is it more professional to wear makeup? And I've had this conversation with friends, and I think, yeah, it's just something that I kind of wish wasn't. I wish that there could be a bit more of free reign over kind of when we personally felt it was appropriate to wear it, and it that I kind of could let go of those. I could let go of those kind of things in my head that are saying, "Oh, you need to wear makeup to look presentable." But I think it's a lot easier said than done.
It absolutely is. I mean, I completely agree with you. I think women are always expected to adapt for society and expected to be something more, be more attractive, be more enter any of the qualities in there. Women are never expected or just accepted to be just ourselves, and we're never valued, sadly, a lot of the time, on our intelligence or our ability to perform the job as it is. It always has to be enhanced, which, yes, I completely disagree with. So I am so glad that this is your Choose to Challenge. That's such an important issue. And are you going to choose maybe one day a week that you're going to go makeup free?
Yeah, maybe I should. I have started to do it a bit more on a Friday, although today I didn't wear it, and then for my first meeting, and then for some reason I went and put it on after my first meeting. So maybe I'll do makeup free Fridays. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. One step at a time. It could be like one meeting, then two, then three.
Exactly. Fab. Okay, next thing I have chosen to challenge is that, hopefully quite an obvious one at this point, but the assumption that all women face the same level and type of sexism. So I think it's a really important one to acknowledge, that, we may all be women, but we don't all fall under one bracket, and lots of women may find themselves subject to different types of discrimination. And I think, from watching Mrs. America, the TV series, it was obviously quite clear that intersectionality has always been kind of a bit of a kind of hot topic in feminism, and I think now we're starting to understand more how different things come into play for different women. But Alice, you said you had an inclusive feminism event? Do you want to tell us a bit more about
Yeah,
that?
so I've got one coming up on the 16th. Not for a shameless plug at all, but I just completely agree about intersectionality and the fact that there needs to be more intersectionality in modern day feminism. I think recognizing that not everybody experiences the same discrimination or marginalization in the same way, and that everybody's empowerment is different, is absolutely crucial to creating solidarity in feminism. I see so much in modern day feminism that it's, in my opinion, very divisive. It's very almost tick boxy of, well, do you have a curvy body? Great, you can be empowered, but if you're skinny, you're going to be left out of the for consideration. And that's just a very one of the issues that is happening amongst feminism. And for me, that's not what I want feminism to look like. That's not the feminism I want to be a part of. I want everybody to feel empowered and to feel solidarity for everybody else in the movement, and to recognize that everybody's discrimination is different, but all of our empowerment is so much stronger when we come together and we're a part of the same movement that is inclusive of everyone.
Definitely. That was so eloquently put, Alice. Amazing. You're definitely a woman's officer for a reason. But what are the things that you choose to challenge?
So I choose to challenge, this is such a grand title, but I choose to challenge that male-centric fabric of our society. I choose to challenge that men are considered to be the norm, they're considered to be the normal and the base of society, because that is just wrong. And one of the ways that I see this actualized in society is somebody will start off a sentence, and this, believe it or not, actually happened in one of my lectures. It happened in many of my lectures, with a very generic sentence of, if a person, and the sentence that was used in my lecture was, if a political leader is making a tough decision, and without a shadow of a doubt, after the clause in this sentence, sometimes will follow, if a political leader is making a tough decision, he must really think hard about what they're doing. I just sat there thinking, I'm pretty sure there's not only male political leaders, and this happens in so many sentences. If a person is making a very tough decision, if a person is considering crossing the road, he must look both ways. And I'm thinking, since when have women never been able to cross the road? So yes, very frustrates me. So that is something that I choose to challenge. I choose to challenge people who do not use the word they. And another way this is manifested is in terms like policeman or fireman. I choose to challenge when people say, oh, a policeman, or oh, just call a fireman. It is police person, fire person, because male is not the centre and the fabric of our society. It should be inclusive for everybody. So it should be police person, fire person. So if any time I hear somebody using those terms in March or during the rest of my years alive, I will say, it's police person, it's fire person, it is not policeman or fireman.
Yeah, no, I think they're really important ones. And going back to kind of the assumption that some people make attached to, you know, certain situations, I think also the other way, when people kind of assume it's a woman, I always notice it. And, you know, with some of my family members or if people in the car, you know, if there's some bad driving going on and people will say, oh, what's she doing? That is always, you know, that's a real common one. And I often kind of, you know, if we overtake or if we get a chance to see the passenger, I always kind of like try and say, you know, try and check and correct whoever it was that said that, or just challenge their assumption in general, which is what I should do, definitely. But I think, yeah, that's always a really interesting one. The times when people assume that things are women, but the car one especially annoys me.
The landlord of a pub is a big one for me, because I don't, maybe this just because when I was younger I used to work in a pub when I was 16, 17, but everybody always assumes like, oh, the landlord, is he ordered in some Guinness, is he? And nobody had ever met the landlord, so we didn't know whether it was a male or a female, but it's just automatically a male because it's a pub. So yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think there were some real good challenges that we've chosen to challenge, assumptions that we've chosen to challenge.
Absolutely. I'm proud of your choose to challenge. I'm proud of my choose to challenge. Hopefully everyone will join us and will choose to challenge. No matter how big or how small, that's what choose to challenge is all about.
Yeah, definitely. And happy International Women's Day, everyone.
Happy International Women's Day, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. And don't forget to hashtag choose to challenge.
Woo!